And So Long Sixth Street, just from the moment we started writing it and finished it, it just felt like a hit. It felt like a monster sounding song. You can hear the crowd singing it as you're writing it almost, and those are hard to come by, I think, for me. I really just wanted an entire album that focused on my, I guess, musical heritage. I'm born and raised and still live in Texas. And Texas music is very influential in my life and always has been, obviously, because I'm around it, living here. And so Texas music to me is the music of Texas is it's rock, it's country, it's Americana, it's blues, it's Tejano, it's a little bit of everything. And that's really what I wanted to accomplish with this record was have the characters, have this the sound that comes out of the state. I'm a huge Springsteen fan, so I named my son Bruce, for crying out loud. So he developed what has become the Jersey sound, and I've always had a huge appreciation for that. I have no clue, and I hadn't really spent a whole lot of time in that area, in New York and Jersey and that whole area up there. So it's nice to, even though I hadn't spent time up there, you still understood where the music was from and what it was all about. So I really wanted this album to be an example of that. Yeah, I always collaborate as much as possible, but this one was more so than any album I've ever done, just because when we started recording it and got into the making of the album, I realized I really felt like it was a special album for me, and I wanted some friends involved. I wanted Miranda, I wanted Jack, I wanted Angelina Presley and Waylon Payne and Charlie Worsham and John Randall and Lucy Silvas and all these people that got involved in this album. It just was a lot of fun. It makes it a lot more fun. Everything's more fun when you have your friends involved. It's always hard for me to pick out my favorite track. I still think my favorite track is the So Long Sixth Street song. Just from the moment we started writing it and finished it, it just felt like a hit. It felt like a monster sounding song. And those are hard to come by. You can write intense, deep, lyrically driven songs all the time, but it seems like when you really, that song to me is one of those kind of anthem things that you can hear the crowd singing it as you're writing it almost, and those are hard to come by, I think, for me. And so I really believed in that song from the moment we finished it, and just laid it down with the band from the moment we heard it. It just sounded big and good. I'm always touring. We don't ever stop touring, whether there's an album out or not. The album does make me a lot busier than normal, but we're always touring. We play about 160 shows a year, which means that's an average of 12 or so a month. So that's kind of what we stick to. But yeah, right now we are working really hard. The Solid Ground tour is in full bloom, and we're heading to Europe for a European tour in June, and I believe we're headed to Canada in November, and then along with that we'll be doing a West Coast tour and hopefully hitting the East Coast again before the end of the year. That's my goal.